if you've got a drive and you've got a mission and you really want to reach that goal, those early days of literally just not taking on anything and everything, and this is where the strategy bit comes in, because you need those moves that you make to go towards those goals, obviously. But would you say that that's an integral part of your ultimate success, was those early days where you literally just got on everything you could?
Yes, 100%. Because I think the funniest comment I ever got was when somebody commented, "You just kind of came overnight out of nowhere. Where'd you come from?" And I thought to myself, well, that was those 100-hour weeks that I spent, for 5 years, really chasing after this and doing everything I could to establish, a place where people could go find help for dogs with aggression. So it's kind of a compliment at the same time, It's So yes, you have to really think about how you can make connections with people. It's something I actually learned from my previous career, my previous job. I used to work at a casino, and one of the things that you have to get good at is really relationship marketing, which is where you form relationships with people. The more people you know, the more people you can help in the sense of providing good service or connections. And I was working in with what's called the villas, or it's all the high rollers. So people with millions of dollars and celebrities coming in to gamble, they want the best of the best as fast as they can get it. So the restaurant reservation, the helicopter ride, the private jet, whatever it is, you have to have those connections, or else you're going to actually not do as well as the next person, because you're competing with these people to bring in all of this business. So in the same way, it's kind of, when you look at anything in the dog training industry, it's about making those connections, those relationships with people. So what I found is that, okay, let's say it's someone like Patricia McConnell or, Victoria Stillwater, people that you end up connecting with. I really found it important to make those connections, to build your brand in a respectful way, with integrity. So you put yourself out there, and it's important that image of yourself is one of integrity, at least for me, is to never ask for anything in return. So it's always giving. So, if you want something from me, let me know. I'll do the best I can to help you. And that's always the approach I took, which really helped me make connections through the entire dog training industry. All those, if I saw somebody that's an author, I'd make sure I'd go up to them at the conference and introduce myself and just say, if there's anything I could do for you, just let me know. It's great to meet you. I've really appreciated your work, those kind of things. And eventually you kind of just create this really lovely network of people that are either going to invite you to their things, or you can invite them to your things. And it just creates this lovely collaborative opportunities all the time. So that's part of the hustle, right? That a lot of people talk about. Yes, you want to hustle on the other things. You need to be good at marketing. You need to be good at posting on social media, if that's your outlet for reach. Building your email list, all those things add up. But really what helps is the connections you make with people. It's by far, especially in the speaking and conference and course side of things, by far the most important thing you can do. Because if not, we build these little isolated silos, right? Which in the long run actually hurts the business side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Funnily enough, we've just done a podcast episode on JVs and how that connection and those joint ventures and all that collaborative work is so important. And we laugh about it because we say we are the ultimate JV with being Joe and Vicky. It brings that JV together. It's exactly how we met, through that collaborative space. And even creating assets like this podcast and being able to have wonderful guests on like yourself, and having to getting that opportunity to meet other people. And I think it's something that is so prevalent in this industry, that we are so afraid to put ourselves out there, that we're causing so much damage, not only internally to us as individuals, but we're damaging the perception of the industry from a client's perspective. And also we're damaging that industry within itself. It's like a ticking time bomb. And all because of this fear of not wanting to put ourselves out there to be able to have these conversations and be able to create these connections. And it's almost like we've lost the art form of human to human connection.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that I see is it's people are worried about that image of them hanging out with somebody else, right? And so that's one thing I really had to get over, was that because I network with so many people and collaborate with so many people, I see the good in people. Really, that's, if somebody's, we see so much of picking out the bad in people, or this trainer's doing this technique or talked about this, and that's all everybody focuses on that. I have sort of a bad habit sometimes, because I think I'm a little too trusting, but it's finding the good in people and saying, okay, if this person wants to come on my podcast and talk about things, sure, maybe they do some things I don't agree with, maybe they use some tools that I might not use myself, but maybe they're really good at this particular business topic, or this particular breed topic, or this particular training aspect. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. However, the thing that, and this is especially true for anybody, again, that wants to, grow their space and grow their brand, is that you're going to get people that are upset about that. So they see you talking to somebody like, oh, that person, I don't like that person, or that person was, mean towards me at one point, and they see suddenly Mike is talking to that person. It can feel like a betrayal to that, the person seeing that. So, and I have to recognize that, I do my best, of course, not to platform anybody that's truly harmful, but I've made mistakes. I've had hundreds and hundreds of guests on over the years in different formats. So yes, I make errors, but that's one aspect, is that putting ourselves out there when you start to network with other people, not only includes what you do. So putting yourself out there, like the techniques and tools and training sessions, that's one way of putting yourself out there, but then putting yourself out there with who they see you, talking to. That is another layer of that, where it can become problematic. So I've had to really navigate that and say, well, I'm looking at the good side of whoever I'm talking to or networking with first and foremost. And so